Today's lecture shall be presided over by our honorable keynote speaker, Mr. Javed Hosseini, one of the eminent personalities of legal research and analysis. A free press is the cornerstone of democracy, and there is no question about that. Free, independent, and pluralistic media based on freedom of information and expression is a core element of any functioning democracy. Freedom of media is, in fact, essential for the protection of all other human rights. Making the facts known to the public is often the first, very essential step to start addressing human rights violations and hold governments accountable. Freedom to speak, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media, in the words of Universal Human Rights Declaration, is crucial to enabling the exercise of all other human rights. Media personally serves as watchdogs in times of such crisis. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Mr. Akshat Srivastav to introduce our keynote speaker for today's lecture. Over to you, Akshat.
Thank you, Lavanya. I am Akshat Srivastav, third year student of BBLLB. And on behalf of the whole LRA community, I am honored to have this privilege to announce that our Iranian representative is sound and is here to lecture us about the brutal and harsh atrocities his country has been subjected to. He himself has endured too much suppression and was targeted by the Khomeinian regime with iron hands. Nevertheless, his immense determination to represent the people of Iran, against whom the current regime has been cruel enough to get a final revolution, to overthrow them for one and the last final time. Dear disciples, interns, and all associates with the lecture, please welcome the one and only Mr. Syed Javed Hosseini, a 27-year-old student of human rights at the University of Tehran. Now, with the utmost respect and humble gratitude, I would like to invite our keynote speaker of the day, Mr. Javed Hosseini sir, to please unmute himself and grace today's program with his valuable words.
Hello, guys. I'm pleasant to see you and being here among you. As you introduced me, I'm a human rights activist in Iran and student in university. My fields of research and study are policy, economic, religion of Islam, also religion of Islam, religion and intelligence science. I mean, science relevant to intelligence agencies and organizations. I want to start my speech with a different point. Imagine you hear gunshots, smell tear gas, and coughing. Your eyes soar, people yelling death to dictator and escaping. You hear police siren, anti-riot forces are attacking you with rubber bullets and shotguns. It sounds horrible. Yes, I was there. Not just one time, more than that. I'm so lucky because I'm here and alive. I'm going to be speaking to you today about situation of Iran and suppression of free media and its modern revolution. Woman, life, freedom. My talk is particularly relevant to those of you who are concerned about freedom, humanity, dignity, and efforts of my decent people for making a democracy a real democracy. In my presentation, I will focus on two major issues. It means my presentation consists of two parts. First part of my speech. What does it look like living in Iran from my perspective in recent months? How is the situation? How is the situation of media? Second, what we can do for having a better future and world. I wrote two analyses about details of situation in your website. But if I want to give you a summary, I must tell you some people are in the streets and attending peaceful assemblies. Some others have been arrested and are under severe torture. Some people sentenced to death and are waiting for last moment. Some people are unknown prisons. Prisons never you can find any legal evidence. Some people have been blinded. Some people have been blinded by pellets which security forces shot. Most of people have no access to internet, at least every day. For example, Instagram and Telegram, which are most common application for communicating, are blocked. Most of women don't wear hijab, Islamic hijab. Police and anti-riot forces are present in streets and patrolling. Many human rights activists have been arrested. What I said is a part of truth. Another part is relevant to media. I want to explain a structure of media in Iran. There are two kinds of media in my country in recent years, at least in 20 years ago. First is free media, which administrated based on freedom of press, the main enemy of Islamic regime of Tehran after its people. Second kind of media belongs to government. Most people of Iran have access to free media through satellites which were illegal about 15 years ago. I mean, it was illegal until 2000 or 2005. Another way that my people have access to free media is connecting to internet using applications like Instagram, Telegram, or YouTube. Also, the government blocked these applications from the first days of uprising because they can help people to know what the truth is. So, we use VPNs for connecting to Instagram, the main communicating program in our country. And the second kind of media, and the second, this media consists of channels on national television, okay? Supreme leader Sayyid Ali Khamenei appoints its president and order him exclusively. Policy of this media is consistent with orders of Supreme Leader Sayyid Ali Khamenei. In other words, official media is based on a school of thoughts of current regime. This situation includes all of programs which television broadcasts, news, movies, advertisements, music, documentaries, or everything you can imagine. I will give you some examples to understand the current situation. All women in national television wear hijab, and you cannot ever see hair of a woman in television. Another case, music. There are many popular Iranian singers outside of Iran. People listen to their songs, but national television never play them. Most important is news. Most relevant. National television lies systematically. They pretend all world is collapsing and Iran is island of stability. Islamic Iran. They mean Islamic Iran is island of stability. People have no problem in Iran. They are happy. They love dictator. They want to fight against United States of America. They want to kill all Jews. All citizens of Iran are highly motivated and so religious. But in dreams of Khamenei, in his illusions, just in national TV, not in reality, a harsh and inhuman part of actions of national television is cooperating with intelligence agencies. Let me be clear. Intelligence agencies have a deep influence on national television. They use this media as a tool of psychological warfare. Most familiar action in psychological warfare is broadcasting forced confessions. Intelligence agencies. They arrest some people and put them in front of the camera and force them to tell what they want and record this and give it to national television headquarters and ask them to publish. Accusers say we are regretful for our wrong actions and we are penitent. Some of them say we have been deceived. We have been deceived by foreign media or by Western media. Also, the government made communication applications for messaging and posting contents. These applications are incomparable with others like Instagram or Telegram because of technical and political reasons. Most people do not use them, but some religious and most pro-government citizens do. In these applications, you can find contents which government allows. In other words, posts and contents should be consistent with terms of policy of the application. Okay, so what is the difference between these applications and some others like Instagram or Telegram or anything else? There is same situation in both. You must obey terms of application. Okay, I will answer you. I will give you an example. You can post the content and say Joe Biden is a dictator. Then nobody will arrest you, and Instagram never block or suspend your page, even if you are a citizen of the United States of America. If you Let me be clear, if you post a content in Rubica, a governmental application in Iran. Rubica is the name of a governmental application in Iran for communication, like Instagram. And you write Bashar al-Assad is a war criminal or a dictator. Application will block your content. And if you do this more than 4 times, it will suspend your page. This is the difference. Freedom of speech. This is the main. Also, about news, there is same situation. You cannot post the content about misbehavior of police and anti-riot forces. You can never see such content in these applications. I promise you. Another case is Islamic rules. You cannot post a picture without hijab if you are a girl. And if you do this, it will result in blocking your content. I think now you understood that most rules and terms of these applications are same as national television. If you want to use these applications, you will obey rules of national television, and rules of national television have been dictated by the dictator. So, the second part of my presentation is about ourselves, me. and you and every real journalist around the world. What we can do for making a better future. I mean, what is our duty in respect of any conflict or war or disaster or revolution? Is what we done enough? This question has a very extensive answer. I don't want to answer all cases and talk about every situation that I mentioned except one of them. Revolution, and more specific. I want to mention our duty in respect of modern revolution in Iran. I think final purpose of journalism is making people's lives better. A journalist can give people around the world information which they haven't access. And so they need to. This is the value of your work. This is the value of your job. You can give people information for choosing better options in policy, economy, and social matters. If you do your job correctly, you will build a better world. In case of Iran, my people do their part and sacrifice everything they have. Most valuable asset that anyone has is his life. More than 500 of people got killed. More than 500 of people got killed in recent months. What were their sins? They wanted a better life. Their sin was wanting a better life. They wanted a democratic government. Many girls got blinded. You can imagine. Because they said woman, life, freedom. They can't see this beautiful world anymore because they asked the government to allow them to choose what they want to wear. Their sin was refusing forced hijab and telling people their opinion. You can broadcast truth. You can help people in Europe through giving them facts. Facts are what we need to be here. Dictators use oil and money for spreading lies everywhere. Islamic Republic propaganda machine tries to spread lies and pretend everything is how they want. So you can catch them out. You can. You can fight against darkness with light of your hearts and souls. You can make people around the world acknowledged and informed about situation of revolution in Iran. If my decent people could overthrow this regime, lives of millions of people will get better. Might you ask how it is possible? If there is no longer Islamic regime in Iran, people of Yemen will never suffer from hunger. If there is no longer an Islamic regime in Iran, people of Syria, the government. If there is no longer an Islamic regime in Iran, Russia will run out of kamikaze drones and will never attack Ukrainian infrastructures in this winter. And they will have a better life, Ukrainian peoples and Russian people, I mean. The war will end very soon. If there is no longer an Islamic regime in Iran, Venezuelan officials have no possibility for laundering money. If there is no longer an Islamic regime in Iran, Palestinian Palestinian kids can live in peace and never learn fighting against playing in childhood. If there is no longer an Islamic regime in Iran, North Korea has no customer for its nuclear technology, the world will be safer and lesser number of people will die because of their beliefs. In the end, I ask you stay strong. Increase your focus on Iran and its people. Expand your study and knowledge about Iran and destructive effects of current regime globally. And ask your government to expel Iranian ambassador in your country and recall your ambassador in Iran and cut its economic ties. Ask your government cut its economic ties with Iran and do what you think will help us. I sincerely appreciate that I've had this opportunity to present to you and talk to you about my country. Thank you for your time.
It requires courage and clarity to discuss such a debatable topic. Thank you for the informative speech, sir. It brought new insights to our point of view about the subject matter. I thank you once again, sir, and the audience as well for your presence. We appreciate that you all gave your valuable time to us. Without you all, this program wouldn't have been a success. I further call upon Ujasvi Gupta to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Lavanya. I'm Ujasvi Gupta, a third year law student. Bidding adieu to every single person present here, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude towards our guest speaker, Mr. Javed Anusar, for sparing us with his valuable time and for nourishing us with so much knowledge and intellect. Thank you, sir, very much. I would also like to thank General Secretary, Chief Executive Officer, advisory board members, editorial board members, founding members of Legal Research and Analysis for their constant support and guidance. I would also like to thank the organizing committee of Legal Research and Analysis for organizing this wonderful and knowledgeable session. I would also like to extend my huge thanks to the amazing and wonderful audience for having so much patience and eagerness to learn something new. Last but not the least, I would like to thank the Almighty for His gracious blessings and for keeping us in good health throughout the working of this program. Thank you all once. Thank you all once again. Over to you, Lavanya.
Thank you, Ujasvi. Sir, we have a question for you. May I proceed? Am I audible? Uh, Sir, Javed, sir, are you there?
Yeah. Can you
Yes, yes.
repeat your? Can
Sir,
you
we have a
repeat?
question for you. May I proceed with that?
Ask me, please. Pardon me.
Thank you, sir. If the government itself is hindering the people from fulfilling their own rights, then what should be the major step taken by the people to overcome from this depraved condition?
So, what is your main point in your question?
So the main point is that if the government is behaving in such a way with the citizens of the country, then what can the citizens do to prevent this or to stand up against them?
My people are trying to overthrow this current regime with everything they have, and political measures through nationals against Islamic Republic can be most effective if they be united.
Right, sir. Sir, according to you, how to be realistic in the approach in such a war-like situation?
um, I introduced two ways. These are realistic approaches. If you ask your government, if you launch campaigns for pressure on your government to cut its ties with Islamic Republic, it's one of the realistic approaches you can adopt. It's one of them. My people do their parts. They fight against Islamic regime in the streets. They use, as I wrote in my analyze, they use partisan attacks. They attack paramilitary troops of the regime everywhere in every city of Iran. They strike them. People do their part. We just need action of global community. We need we need to spread hate against Islamic Republic in other nationals, in other countries.
Right, sir. Thank you so much. So they do not have any more questions. So I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our keynote speaker, Mr. Javed Hussaini, for his words of wisdom, the attendees for being a wonderful audience, and the team for the conduct of an amazing program altogether. Last but not the least, I'd like to thank the Almighty for His gracious blessings. Thank you all once again. I'd like to conclude this program with a quotation of Bill Moyers: the quality of democracy and the quality of journalism are deeply entwined. Thank you, one and all. Have a good day.
Thank you, Lavanya. With this, we come to the end of our program. I would request everyone to kindly leave the meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, gentlemen and guys.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining the meeting. शाइस्ता बहुत अच्छा कंडक्ट हो गया, वेरी नाइस, कंग्रेचुलेशंस. आई थिंक
Thank
दैट
you. Congratulations to
प्रेजेंस
you.
अगर नहीं भी रहता तो देन ऑल्सो यू गाइड कुड हैव मैनेज. सो इट्स वेरी नाइस कि तुमने बहुत सिस्टमैटिकली करा. आई थिंक कि तुम बहुत एक्सपर्ट हो चुकी हो इस चीज़ में, तो तुम्हें अब घबराने की ज़रूरत बिल्कुल नहीं है. सो आई कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट यू कि तुम
Thank you.
बहुत अच्छा कर रही हो. एंड आई एम श्योर, अब तो मैं बहुत श्योर हो चुका हूँ तुम्हें लेके कि अब तुम आगे भी ऐसे ही कुछ कराते रहोगे. आई एम रियली प्राउड ऑफ दीज एक्टिविटीज़ विच आर बीइंग अंडरटेकन. तो मेरे को तो बहुत खुशी हुआ इनफैक्ट कि इतने अच्छे अच्छे स्पोक्स पर्सन आ रहे हैं और इतनी ग्लोबल चीज़ों पे बात चल रही है. जर्नलिज्म को एक अलग ही हाइट मिल रहा है. सो ऑल थैंक्स टू यू ऑल फॉर कंडक्टिंग दिस. आई रियली
But
फील.
the interns should be more enthusiastic when
या
attending these sessions. I don't know why they are least interested.
या आई डोंट नो व्हाई इंटरेक्शन नहीं होता है बच्चों को. आई थिंक एक टारगेट देना चाहिए कि कम से कम एक क्वेश्चन सब पूछे, तो उसके एक मार्क्स होंगे. ऐसा कुछ करके हमें बताना पड़ेगा. बिकॉज जितना इंटरेक्टिव होगा अगला स्पीकर को भी लगेगा कि अगली बार अगर बुलाएं तो हिल कम, बिकॉज दैट बिकम्स अ वेरी मोनोटोनस थिंग अगर वन वे रहता है तो.
वही तो, और फिजिकल होता है तो इतनी प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती, वर्चुअल में ज्यादा मोनोटोनस लगता है.
हाँ, और कोई कैमरा भी ऑन नहीं करता है तो स्पीकर को भी लगता है कि मैं किससे देख के बात कर रहा हूँ. तो वो चीज़ है. तो चलो कैमरा का लिबर्टी तो दे सकते हैं, बट एक क्वेश्चन तो ज़रूर पूछे, क्योंकि मैंने देखा कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है तो मैंने ही पूछ दिया एक क्वेश्चन, ताकि उसे लगे नहीं कि किसी ने कुछ नहीं पूछा है.
हाँ, मैंने स्पेसिफिकली क्वेरीज के लिए एक राउंड रखा था, बट क्वेरीज ही
हम्म.
नहीं आई. अच्छा हुआ कि लावण्या ने खुद से आगे प्रोसीड कर लिया.
हाँ 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 हाँ, कोई बात नहीं. एक्चुअली वोट ऑफ थैंक्स ना हमेशा लास्ट में होता है, क्वेश्चन क्वेश्चन हो जाने के बाद. तो उसका
क्वेश्चंस
डोमिन.
पहले ही रखे थे, बट तब तक कोई क्वेश्चन था ही नहीं ना, इसलिए
हाँ.
उसने आगे वोट ऑफ थैंक्स के लिए ओजस्वी को बुला लिया था.
चलो कोई बात नहीं, ठीक है. हाँ चलो, बाय, थैंक यू सो मच.
ओके, थैंक यू.